Maine will give us an opportunity before the Quebec tournament to sort of see where we're at.
We won our first WIFTA game, and it was like amazing.
I came here in hopes to dominate, and we did in this game, and I will take that, and I will bring it home to Canada with me.
There was very few practices. I think we had 5 to 6 practices between Maine and Quebec.
We're the Halifax Harbour Grudges.
And we've just entered into WFTDA,
So Women's Flat Track Derby Association.
Which puts us on an international scale.
Even just like talking about it now, I'm like, fuck, I love this sport.
Playing in my first WFTDA tournament was pretty exciting. I think overall we were quite happy with our performance.
Honestly, this weekend was like one of my favorite weekends of my life.
I feel that the team did a really great job of like supporting each other and bonding, staying in the Airbnb and traveling around and like being with each other in all the moments that we could be there. And we did our singing and we did our dancing and we do the things that we do. So that felt good. But I definitely left this weekend being like, okay, where are the gaps? How can we fix this? What can we do better?
People were pretty hard on themselves for like how they played or if they didn't get played much. I think that was like a big one. It's like people were upset with some of the choices of like not being played as much as they would like to have.
There were times I was expecting to get to play more. That's when it hurt extra, was when things changed in a way that wasn't in my favor. There were times where maybe I would have liked someone to check in, but they were not looking at the charters at all, and it felt like we weren't even there. There were times that it felt like we were kind of just invisible.
I shit the bed the last 10 minutes of that game. I wasn't the most excited when that game ended and we won. I wasn't like the best team player in that moment because I wasn't celebrating with my teammates. I was focused on how I didn't perform as well as I wanted to in the last 10 minutes of that game.
We got home pretty late on Monday from the tournament. Like the drive felt like it was 18 hours longer on the way home than it did on the way there. So we got home pretty late, got up for work, had to work a full day, had to go teach a class at the gym, and had to come for 3 hours of practice.
A lot of the grudges were way too tired or way too hurt or sore to come. So there was only 3 grudges, I think, at the practice, but of course I was there.
Tournament burnout is definitely a thing. You come back and you're physically, emotionally exhausted. You don't want to be around people.
Sometimes in that sort of like coach captain role too, you just like have to like, and you like put on your like, and you just like,
I think maybe people underestimated how hard it is to play 3 games, not just like for your body, but like mentally as well.
I sprained both of my ankles. This is not out of the ordinary for me to be limping, injured, something broken. Like my ribs are broke right now, but like what else, it's fine.
Narden as a brace and as a teammate is just so communicative and supportive.
Our team has relied on Narden's leadership for years and years, and not just in terms of them acting as captain, but also on the line and in a game. They have a way of figuring out what's going on that the rest of us don't have.
Narden would tell me where to be, what to do, and it would work.
Going into the next tournament knowing that both their ankles are sprained and we don't know if they're going to be able to be out on the lines with us at all, and whether we're going to be able to benefit from that knowledge and that expertise was pretty nerve-wracking.
I was worried. Like we had 3 weeks and like it takes a toll on your body, like getting like hit so hard repeatedly.
We need to be able to have people that are gonna fill those spots.
Plans are coming.
You're really not playing well right now. You're getting too many penalties. You need to sit.
I haven't heard. No one's told me that there's going to be changes to the lines, so this is news to me.
Are you gonna help?
I wanna eat. Springtime's pretty busy. Work-wise, there's a lot of trips away, conferences I have to be at. Derby's been busy, so a lot of back and forth and travel.
So, full disclosure, I do not bake, ever.
But you make the best chocolate cream
Yeah,
cheese.
the only thing I make is chocolate cheesecake.
No.
But I've been away for a week and I'm going away for another week. So
What?
Grudges.
Are you leaving tomorrow? Like tomorrow? What? Tomorrow?
It'll be extra challenging for me to keep on top of what we're doing in practice so that I make sure that I haven't fallen behind everybody else when I come back.
I'm here for school. I'm doing my Master's of Social Work, and I'm doing a big research project that's focused on queerness and roller derby and like the interconnectedness of that. Balancing that, sometimes even just with school, like school is pretty intense, and I also work kind of like a few different jobs with the university. For example, even yesterday, I'm like doing some work for like some of the captain stuff that I was doing, and it was like a few hours of like looking at things, and then I was like, holy shit, like this is taking up a lot of time. Like I just need to do something else.
So when I start doing that, maybe you could like pop in and help explain, because just like from a blocker's perspective, I feel like you have a lot of experience. Come gather. I just wanted to first start off practice by congratulating the Grudges. If you didn't see, we got our ranking today, which is pretty exciting as like a WFTDA team. So,
What's the ranking?
163. Yeah, us. Yeah. So I'm not like a super rankings person. Like I don't tend to pay attention to them too much. But that is kind of like where we were kind of hoping ballpark to be ranked.
I think it's 163 out of 350 something. So that's in the top half of the world, so that's pretty cool.
We're in like the best place we need to be right now, and I think it is reflective of I think where we're at, and sort of gives us an idea of where to strive for.
Feels pretty good. Yeah. It's also just nice to have a ranking. Yeah, I just want to congratulate the Grudges. That's like a pretty big deal. We had an awesome first tournament. Lots to learn, but also like lots of amazing things happened too. We're gonna call out like either high knees, butt kicks, crossovers, backward skating. Yeah, so the first one we're gonna do is high knees, knees to elbow.
I think going into Quebec, we were a little bit more nervous in terms of the level of teams that we were going to play was a bit higher. It was, okay, now we know that these teams are coming in to win, so let's make sure we bring it.
It was going to be a more challenging tournament. You know, we knew we were playing that team from Norway.
The plan for in Quebec was to have a competitive tournament, so that meant playing the most competitive lines, and we communicated to the team that meant like not necessarily fair play.
I definitely felt like I had to be at every single practice and like do really well, and part of my concern was I also had a work trip right in the middle of that, so I was missing a whole week of practice, and my fear was this was when the captains were making these decisions and trying to decide like who we're gonna put on the track and when. For Quebec, that was in a couple weeks, and I was gone.
There was very few practices. I think we had 5 to 6 practices between Maine and Quebec. 3 weeks is not a lot of time to change your game.
So we hadn't been working in our specific lines, which caused a few people to be really anxious and unsettled because it was a change to what they were used to.
But we're definitely going to be trying some slightly kind of new combinations.
Something new for people to get used to, but I'm hoping it's gonna be a good thing.
Like if I'm going in with the same 3 people that I have been practicing with, there's definitely conversations that we can have. There's definitely things that we can do, and I feel even though I'm not on skates that I can be part of that growth. But if I'm starting fresh with new people, I just barfed in my mouth. What are the changes? Tell me.
I can't show you yet. I just got a rough draft.
I definitely believe our team needs to make the decisions to win. I'm so mad right now. Changes, I hate changes.
Having that one tournament experience under my belt, I didn't sort of have that blissful ignorance anymore, you know, that it sort of allowed me to compartmentalize feelings a little bit better.
I think we're trying this for the first game, and they've said themselves that they're going to reevaluate after each game.
I was prepared for a really intense, like hard tournament. Like I was like, okay, but we also didn't practice that much before, so I was worried. Cajun and Ren and I work out all the time together. They like are huge inspirations for me, like in terms of jamming and derby, but also just like lifestyle. They're both like super fit and super healthy, and I think that I was like very inspired by that lifestyle and like have really changed the way that I live.
Go, go, go.
Exercise is so important to me now, and it never used to be. But I feel like I was just so inspired when these two came and were like such good jammers, and then I was like, I need to get that fit and I need to work that hard because I want to jam like that.
Stop it. You shut your mouth. Are you gonna cry?
I might cry.
Is it happening?
It's happening. No, not happening.
My body has changed like a lot in the last year. Coming to realize, hey, I'm like genderqueer and I identify as trans, at first felt like, ooh, like, what does that mean for like exercise? What does that mean for like going to the gym? How triggering is this gonna be every time I step into that space? Because I feel like weird and othered. Being able to like take control of it in those like moments at the gym where I feel like this is my body and I own it and it's like doing these awesome things feels like really amazing. Oddly, like I'm gonna be 35 and like I had not had like a queer community like this before. So like coming to this space and just people being like so supportive and so inclusive and so awesome.
Yeah, it's been a godsend. Just to have someone else to be like you don't know what's happening. And there's like a couple of people maybe that you had heard about who are non-binary, but then to actually have someone who's like professional and is really good at what they do and like is like just living their best life. And it's just so inspirational. And like to come to you and to be like, what do I do about this? Help me. And you're like, oh, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. I'll give you some knowledge. And like, it's so special. Like, where else can you get that?
It's also super special to me too. I love being able to like share my experience, and I think that has been really, like just helped me affirm like who I am and help me realize that like, hey, I am a lot more queer than maybe I thought I was and a lot more weird than I thought I was too. And like, that's okay. It's just like, I don't know, this whole community has just helped me realize how much of a queerdo I am, but how much I like fucking love it.
Driving to Maine, it's a long trip. There's many hours sitting in a small space with the same people. When I was just sitting there in a group and I'm just quietly, then I'm like, maybe I'm queer? Question mark, like.
And we're like, for so many years, it's like, okay.
Yeah, right.
Remember how you used to say you were straight with an asterisk?
Yeah, I used to define myself as straight with an asterisk. I think one of the main things that made me take that final plunge was when I started hanging out with a lot of the queer folks in Derby more often outside of Derby, I was able to see these folks be themselves, and I was able to see what their dynamics and their love and their like platonic love looked like, and I was like, yeah, this is very accessible. This is very possible.
at Tina's mom's house in Edmundston.
She is super generous and let us, all 17 of us, sleep in her house last night.
And we're just packing up, getting ready to head to Quebec City for our game at 2 o'clock today against Oslo, Norway.
Yeah, okay, everyone. The way we left it, right? So the way we arrived. Start getting your vehicles just organized. We want to leave here at 9:30 on the dot. Yeah, that's essentially what I'm saying in a nice way. Get your fucking shit together. Yeah. All right?
So I identified, like with the whole team after Maine, that what I'm gonna work on this tournament is kind of owning my own kind of emotional stuff, like quickly.
But Shannon Long, I need your things.
Yeah.
Got the things.
It's about staying calm, breathing, and just getting back in the game quicker from like a kind of bad mental health space, and getting back like with my team faster.
Hopefully, unless this fails. No, we're good.
Are you always the organizer of the vehicle?
I like packing the trunk. Yeah. Yeah. It's a Tetris game and I like it. You came up right away.
I got lost last time because I'm from here and I don't know anything.
Myself, Katrin, Radish, and Shannon.
Did you see that wolf dog?
Yeah. Personally, I don't love that all 4 jammers are in the same car. It gives me just a tiny bit of anxiety if anything were to happen and all 4 jammers are in the same car. It is really nice to talk about like jammer strategy and kind of pump each other up and encourage each other and kind of talk like jammer specific things.
It could be argued that the jammers are the stars of the show. They even have stars on their helmets. When the whistle blows, the jammers hit the pack as the 2-minute jam begins. The first one through is the lead jammer. At any point, the lead jammer can call off the jam, ending it early. Some jammers are jukey, using quick movements to deke through the defense. Other jammers use force to break through. The ultimate move is jumping the apex, where jammers leap inside the turn of the track, making it virtually impossible to be legally blocked.
That doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, right? So let's not let it psych us out, right? It's just a different floor. It's something we're not accustomed to, but we will adapt. And it might mean just playing a little bit differently, picking up our feet a bit more. Let us go around the circle. We will do our team goals just quickly. I guess since I am talking, I can go. So my tournament goal first for our team is to see us work hard on our mental toughness and resiliency.
I really want to try to play a really smart game with who we send out and what we're doing.
For this game, my goal for the team is that we adapt to what I imagine might be some things that we haven't seen before.
I think for me, the biggest excitement with joining WIFTA was that we were going to get to play teams that we never would have played before, and we're already doing that. So to me, we're already doing all the things I was hoping for, so I'm really excited and really looking forward to being on the track again with you guys today.
Yeah. Should we do our cheer? The shakedown?
I also there is marker for 1:30. Hang on. Beth, I'm here. Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Woo! Well, that was actually quite good, everyone. Yeah.
Playing Norway was just that reminder of like, this is where we're at now. We're gonna play teams that come from other parts of the world, and that's really cool.
It felt like, wow, we're like international, like we're playing Europe. Like it just felt, I don't know, it felt like a big deal, I guess.
It just sounds so much more interesting when you tell people, like, oh, I went to this derby tournament, and they're like, oh, who'd you play? Like Moncton. They're like, no, also Norway. They're always like, oh, so shocked at how cool you are for playing somewhere so far away.
Norway, they were so good.
And really fun to play, like really nice people, and made us think on the spot.
Started that game and was playing, and then like they weren't doing well, and just decided like I can't keep pushing, like it's too much.
The Oslo game was like really good energy. Like they were like, we were high-fiving, everyone was happy. We were in good spirits, even though they were like beating us. It felt like really fun.
That's an example of a game where even though you're losing horribly, it just felt really good. They were challenging us. Whenever we play a team like that, I think of how that's where I want to be. Like, how do we get to that?
Norway, I thought that I would be playing a little more, but it didn't work out that way.
I don't like to think of it as like, oh, that sucked and I never want to do that again. I'm like, all right, what did we learn from that? Because we fucking fell apart in that game in many different ways.
I didn't expect that it was going to be as difficult as it was.
The Quebec tournament was a really big moment in defining the future of our team.